So, this is July 8th of 2026, and I debated on whether or not to do this video because it just seems stupid. But I know I'm not done walking myself through this so that I can heal and so that I can move on and I can be a better mom to Lily and a better person to my friends. The people meds help, but I can say it and not get judged for what I'm saying because nobody's gonna watch this. Nobody. So yesterday, or last night, sorry, I started talking about the divorce and how, like, he had changed and I had changed. And, for a long time, I didn't take people meds. I didn't take meds that would make me not be depressed. Now, I will say this. No matter how bad it got, or it gets, I've never felt like myself. Just haven't. I'd be horrible at it, actually. I think I'm trying to burn myself. But we moved to the middle of nowhere. And we lived with his parents. And his dad was a drug addict. Horrifically bad, addicted. Just awful, addicted. And he would get high and he would yell at his wife, my mother-in-law. He was threatening to hit her. And I grew up in that. I grew up hiding from my dad because he would beat the crap out of my mom when he was drunk. Now, don't feel sorry for my mom because she gave as good as she got. She hit back. She was one of those that said, if you're going to hit me, I'm going to hit you twice as hard. And she did. And my mom's bigger than me. And she's a big woman. She's always has been. Always has been. And so there would be, it would be craziness. Hiding in closets. My dad trying to run his truck into the trailer, which I didn't find out about until my grandpa passed away. But so yeah. So I was drowning. I was the only one working. Me and my mother-in-law were the only ones working. And he finally got the job at the jail, and he found a purpose. But between my depression and him changing, and then the baby, who had to stay in the NICU for 9 days, life got hard. Life got really, really hard. And I think I needed him more than he needed me. And he found his answers with somebody else. And I'll never forget that. He deleted a lot of the messages that he had sent her. But she didn't. And her boyfriend found out. And then her boyfriend messaged me to tell me. And kudos to that guy. Because who does that nowadays? Right? Like, and I should have seen that. I should have taken that as a warning. And it should have stopped right there. But I believed him. I don't know why. Maybe it was because I needed to at the time. I needed to believe him. Um, yeah, we started growing apart. And then, and then my aunt came to live with us. Now, this woman raised me, so I would pretty much do anything for her. But she is very opinionated, and she is very bossy, and she is very, very, if I'm going to help you, you owe me kind of a person. Um, which, she's in her 70s. She's a boomer. Um, I guess that's how boomers are. I mean, I don't know, really. Um, she's, as an adult, I see her differently than when I was a teenager, but she's got some interesting thoughts, and I tend to disagree with her on a lot of things, but she's my aunt. She raised me. I love her. Um, so she moved in. So that put, I think, added stress on him and on me. And, to this day, because, backtracking here, my mom was not a good mom. So, I mean, she didn't take care of us at all, at all. She exposed us to things that we, my sister and I, should have never been exposed to. She, and my mom was an alcoholic. My dad was an alcoholic. And for a very long time, we hid from my dad. As a matter of fact, I really didn't start having a relationship with my dad until I was in 5th grade, and that's because my mom ran from him and hid, and we lived in women's shelters everywhere, from Florida to Ohio, and along the way. Some things happened to me in Florida, and it's not stuff I want to dwell on. But so my aunt was her sister, and she took me in because my mom couldn't take care of us, couldn't take care of me. My sister had gotten into so much trouble, she was sent to a group home. So, anyways, my aunt believes to this day that I am very much like my mom, and I am, and that sucks. Except for when I'm on my medication. Now, when I'm on my meds, now that I'm on them regularly, I am nothing like my mom. I make sure my bills get paid. I make sure that my daughter is fed. I make sure that she's been showered, and that she's taken care of. Now, when I'm off my meds, I do the same things, except for maybe sometimes I skip a month paying my bills, or 6 months. I mean, not electricity and all that, but you know what I mean, because BP2, bipolar disorder 2, has a lot of side effects. Excess spending, excess sex, excess drugs. And I don't have, I was married, and I didn't enjoy it with him. So we probably, once or twice a week, whatever. Which is probably another reason. Because my sex drive was very, very low. And so I am not, in any way, shape, or form, let me say this, I am not justifying the fact that he cheated on me. I am not. Nope. I don't care how bad it gets. Be a, be the bigger person, and I don't know, talk to your spouse. We tried marriage counseling, but he is very, very. It's all about him. It's got to be all about him, and he's not willing to talk about what he could do differently. And I gotta say, there for a while, I wasn't either. I wanted to put the whole blame on him for the divorce, which, how he cheated on me, so of course, that's, But he would do things intentionally that he knew I didn't like, closer to the end, that I think instead of coming straight out and saying it, he would always, he would talk to other women, and he'd be like, oh, they're just friends. And then she would be like, asking him to do stuff for her. No, ma'am. He's still married. But it was those kinds of things. I guess people call it gaslighting now. I just call it manipulation and lying. Boy, was he was really, really, really good at that. So here I am, July 8th, 2026, sitting on my porch in the dark, because why not? Struggling. I'm struggling with being alone, and I'm struggling with not being enough for my daughter, not being enough for a boyfriend. I can't find one. And you know what? Honestly, let me say this. I can't blame men for not being attracted to me, because if you saw me in the light, you would know why. Like, I am aware. Okay. One, I'm aware that I am extremely overweight. I'm working on that. Going to the gym. Been going just about every day for the last 3 weeks now. I've started, even on days I go to the gym, walking a flood wall that we have, and it has, like 30 steps, and maybe I'll show it to you sometime. But so I'll walk, and I'll go up and down the steps, walk the flat part, go up and down the steps. So I'm trying, but I'm missing teeth. I have a dentist appointment on Monday, July 13th, to see how much it's going to cost me to get that fixed. So I get why guys aren't interested in me. And to be honest, I have thrown myself into school and into work so much that I try to stave off the fact that I'm still single and he is not. And when I think about the fact that he is not, it pisses me off. It does. It pisses me off because he got to move on with his life. And I didn't. He got to find somebody else. This is the thing I realized about him. He doesn't leave a relationship until he has a backup plan. He met her in March of 2020, right before the lockdown. sorry my neighbors were coming up the steps. And they moved in together 2 weeks after they met. Yeah. That's how he does it. That's how he controls people. That's how he controls the women, I guess. I like her now. I didn't like her when we first got together. When they first got together, because she tried to tell me how awesome and amazing he was. Took my glasses off. See, yeah. And I knew better, because he wasn't taking his kid. He just wasn't. Even when they lived 20 minutes down the road, still weren't taking his kid. My daughter. And I say she's mine because he has absolutely minimal to do with her. Minimal. But it's okay. I'm not upset about that part. I would prefer that I would never have to see him again. But there are times when I am so lonely and I don't get it. I mean, I'm not perfect. I will be the first one to tell you, I have a lot of butt ugly stuff in my life. I have a lot of trauma. Of course I do. I'm going to be 50 in January. And you can't turn 50 without, well, you can, I guess, without having some kind of trauma. I'm just not worth it. And I wouldn't even know how to start dating now. Like, I don't need dick pics. I don't need one night stands because I have a daughter and she comes first. And that's where I stand on that. I will say that it's not fair that he got to move on and is living his best life. Driving truck across country, married, and I'm still struggling as an LPN. And it hurts my heart. It really, really hurts my heart that there isn't a person out there for me. So, sometimes I pretend. Sometimes I talk to myself and I pretend that there's somebody out there for me. You know? I will say that shortly after COVID, there was a gentleman, and I at first was very excited about it, but he wanted something from me that I wasn't quite ready to give. And as much as I liked him, as much as I wanted to be there for him, I was not in that place. I just wasn't. Because I couldn't commit to him fully. We lived in two separate states. I didn't have a license. Well, yeah, I didn't have a license. I didn't have a car. I couldn't afford a car, actually. Um, I did not get to buy a car um, until after I became an LPN. And it was like a year after I bought a car. The engine went out, so I had to buy a different car. I love my car now. It's great, really. Um, but anyways, so I didn't handle it well. I didn't handle it at all like I should have, like an adult. Um, in the end, I ended up ghosting him, and that hurts me because we were really close as friends, and I lost that. I lost it. I shut it down. So there is a part of me that believes that I am truly unworthy of a relationship. And so that's why I think there's honestly nobody out there for me. Yeah, yeah. Now, I hadn't dealt with the divorce at that point. I was divorced. I hate him, but I hadn't really faced the truth that I'm just not enough. I wasn't enough for my husband. And I don't know how to feel about that. I honestly, I honestly don't know how to feel about that. So I threw myself into work. And because of the job I had left the gas station and went to work at the hospital as an aide. And it opened some doors for me to get my LPN. So for a long time, for like a month, a year, I didn't have to think about the divorce. I didn't have to think about um, how hurt and how angry. There was a car that went by. Yeah. How hurt or how angry and how unfair it was. Um, I didn't have to think about what kind of life he was living. I just, I had to focus on school. I had to focus on school. I had to focus on um, Lily, my daughter, and getting her through school, which we're still struggling with, by the way, because she is on the spectrum and she does have the ADHD, so she gets overwhelmed and she doesn't want to go. And there are just times when I make bad decisions and I say, hey, it's okay, stay home. Not this upcoming year, though. So now, um, I got through LPN school barely. It was rough. Um, I had COVID. I had my gallbladder out. um, so I really haven't dealt with the fact that I was divorced and that I'm nothing. I'm a nurse, so that's something. I'm a mom, so that's something. But I don't have any, like, I don't have any non-married mom friends. I mean, I have one, um, but nobody who's been divorced because It doesn't happen in the church. See my window? Yeah, my Christmas tree's still up. How's that? I do go to church. And I do love Jesus a lot. A lot. And the church that I'm going to is a church that my husband and I started going to together. Back when I thought he was going to make it work. And it is phenomenal. But don't tell my pastor I said that because he'll get a big head. And his head's already big enough. So, but I struggle because here's the thing. Like, when I say that unless I take these meds, I cannot physically go anywhere outside of work and taking my kid to school, I am not lying. Now, I feel like, and I'm trying to give this new medication that I'm on some time to work, because I know it takes up to 30 days, right? For it really to get into your system. And let's say I've been taking it for about 2 weeks now. 2 weeks. Which reminds me, I am going to have to take it here in a minute. So, I'm just really hoping that it kicks in. Because it's very, very hard for me to go to church right now. And I don't know why. Oh, yeah. Because I'm depressed. And I don't even know if people who don't have some sort of depression knows what that means. Because we all see the commercials. And I was engaged with my daughter. Not so much this year. This last half of the year. First half of the year I was. First half of the year I was great. And then my birthday happened. And then I realized I'm 49 years old. I'm still single. Still single. I'm still single parent. I'm still struggling. I have a great job. I make, for 2026, I think I make decent money. But like I said yesterday, I can't do the things that I need to do or that I want to do because I don't make enough money. Child support's a joke, by the way. We're not even going there. So now, I'm in between school times. I really want to go back and get my RN and my bachelor's. That's it. I may go, I don't know. I don't know what my brain is going to allow me to do. But I need more money wise. Because I want to be able to say that I can do this on my own. And I can't right now. Anyways. Yeah. This is 30 minutes long. I think I'm just going to keep talking. And maybe I will talk myself out. And I can be done. No, I think I'm going to quit for tonight. Maybe come back in a little bit. I'm going to upload this to YouTube. Peace.